Yes, people, what's going on? So, right now we're taking a look at Zack Polanski's Green Party. So, let's take a look at this Guardian article. It says here we have to book bigger rooms. Green membership is absolutely smashing it and surging. So, let's see what's going on here. The Green Party is riding high with new leader Zack Polanski winning media plaudits and supporter numbers doubling to 140,000. This was at the time of writing, late October. However, actually, now the Green Party's smashed over 150,000 the last time I checked, according to their numbers. So their party numbers have actually swelled. I think a couple of months back they were around like 60,000 or something, you know, decent amount. But the fact that Zach Polanski became the leader and within a couple of months they've crossed over 150,000 paying members is absolutely fantastic for the Green Party, and it shows there is a demand for this type of politics. So it says here, a surge in membership levels is causing the Green Party some novel problems. Our local association went from 400 to over 1,000 people, one activist said. We had meetings booked in rooms with a capacity of 50, and loads of people were being turned away. We had to start booking bigger rooms. So you can see why this article is titled Booking Bigger Rooms, because they've got like uh, an association where they've had 400 members, but then it's shot up to over 1k 1,000, and then they've had basically small rooms, or they're booking small rooms, and so many people are turning up they will have to turn people away. Now this is the Palanski effect, as I like to dub it. His kind of charismatic leadership, the way he communicates and so on, is attracting a lot of people. So I'm guessing it's why they can't fit people into these rooms now, because there's so many people trying to get in on the action, being part of something where they can belong to, and the Green Party seems to be what people right now want to belong to in the UK when it comes to politics and left leaning politics. So basically, the Green Party is on the rise, as we've been discussing in this video, but also many other videos on the channel. You can check them out. But it's fair to say that the near 7 weeks since Palanski took over leadership, things have gone to another level. Well, I mean, I'm not really sure another levels can actually accurately describe. It's like next level. It's absolutely like way beyond what anybody could have thought, especially when it comes to Gen Z followers of the Green Party, or those who are showing voter intent to vote for the Green Party. That's like, outdoing traditional parties like Labour, Liberal Democrats, Conservatives, are not so far behind, Reform, which has also been surging. So it's very interesting to see how the Green Party will develop here. So the most obvious metric is membership. Membership numbers have gone up. To be honest with you, in the past, the Green Party is pretty much seen as a boring party, not really doing much. I mean, they talk about environment. Environment's important, of course, but there was no charismatic figures. They weren't appearing on social media. No one ever heard about them so much, in the sense that they were garnering no attention, very little media interviews or making videos, content, nothing like that. Not a great profile on social media, and nobody who could actually attract the attention and communicate effectively of what their policies were and bring people into the party. But now polling figures have been less dramatic, but even here there are signs of progress. One survey is putting Greens as high as 15%. Well, that is quite dramatic, I think. I'm not sure I agree with that statement in this article, but the Greens have gone from being, like fourth, fifth, sixth party in this country to maybe second or third, even now with the polling figures. So Palanski was an overwhelming winner of the vote when it came to the leadership battle. He had a good 85%, more than 80% of people that supported his leadership bid and allowed him then to become the leader of the Green Party. There were also other candidates. His firebrand politics of eco populism, some people thought it might be a bit of a risk, but actually it's bringing in a lot of interest, especially from younger people, especially under 50s and so on. So it says here, to an extent that remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: even those who were Palanski skeptics are impressed. So people who didn't actually believe in Polanski's politics, i.e., the radical, eco-radical style, or the way getting out there and garnering attention, even some of those people are now like thinking, "Hang on a minute, we have to apologize here. This guy's absolutely smashing it. Polanski has shown he can, be a real leader." And it says here he's doing really well so far, said a senior party figure who had backed Ramsey and Chowns. He might go a bit off piste at times with opinions. No one needs to know what he thinks about NATO membership, but he's very energetic and engaging. This is basically a worry about how well it will land in rural constituencies, but you can't argue with the membership or polling numbers. To be honest with you, yes, they have rural constituencies where they have support, but I think the Green Party are targeting more also the urban vote, younger people, Gen Z, working people as well, not just people that live in the countryside or rural areas as such, middle class, or people from a white background that are middle class. Now it looks like Polanski is appealing to a wider, he's casting his net much wider in terms of attracting new members to this party. Now, his pitches basically to membership was around revitalizing the party, getting out there, getting noticed, getting eyeballs. I think that is one of the big things. People like Starmer and other kind of politicians, they're not that good at that. They can't get eyeballs on their party as such in the same way, and they don't produce any kind of real content besides one or two speeches here and there, the question time or the PM's questions during the week, that kind of stuff. But there's no real like proper sound bites and proper quirky stuff or social media stuff on TikTok or something like that. I mean, Nigel Farage has more followers on TikTok than the whole of the Labour Party MPs do. So it goes to show the power of these social media type platforms. So Polanski's delivered on multiple fronts. He became the leader. He became like a spokesman. He's done a lot of interviews, dozens and dozens of interviews, more than 61 media interviews, and his pace is, to be honest, very energetic. There's a lot of energy. I wonder what he eats for breakfast. So he's been on TV, he's been on radio, he's got his own podcast. He goes out directly, face to face, takes action, meets people in the public space. So it's not just all online as well. And Palanski's podcast is doing really well. It's one of the top 10 podcasts right now. Like I said, he's talking about let's make hope normal again as well. And basically, low budget stuff, really. He says here, a sequence of low budget but highly kind of viewed videos. One with the self explanatory title, Let's Make Hope Normal Again, has been viewed 11 million times on X. Wow, 11 million, that is a lot of people, a lot of eyeballs on his content on platform like X. Okay, so other green activists say it's basically breath of fresh air, and it seems to be being quite important that it's getting airtime. There has been criticism that some mainstream media keep featuring Reform UK candidates and MPs on their platforms, constantly inviting them for comment and interviews, whereas other parties like the Greens don't get airtime in the same way. So that's one of the criticisms that activists have been talking about. However, obviously, social media, the way Polanski's been doing it, has kind of equalized and picked up millions of views. So it also says here that it's been bought basically with a strikingly focused and unified party, particularly given the Greens' often freewheeling ways. Palanski recounts being told by journalists at the party's conference some weeks ago that he had a brief to uncover splits and discontent but could not. So there is various elements, social media metrics that, well, they speak for themselves, really, don't they? 11 million views on just one video. And then you've got, like it says here, similar kind of candidates like Jeremy Corbyn, who was able to get, large amount of people signing up for the Your Party and previously with Labour. He was doing really well at the time. And now he's picking up again with Your Party, which is due for a conference later this month. And they actually announced on, I think it was Instagram that I saw a post from them saying, we've got 50,000 party members. That's 50,000 paying party members. That's good as well. Good solid base that they've got. They'll see how that develops in coming months and weeks. And then a lot of tests are there in terms of the elections coming up next year in May. So the Welsh Senate as well, and other the Greens want to win seats, council seats, and so on. So top of the party, there is private acknowledgement that members and the media expect results. So obviously, members want to see results. They want to see wins. Every party was the same. What kind of party would they be if they didn't want their, members to win and get seats and get MP seats and so on? So that's just standard practice for every party, so to speak. Obviously, a lot of people, a lot of parties are worried about May, primarily Labour Party and Conservatives. Obviously, they could be decimated. They could lose a lot of support. So that'll be interesting. Only 6-7 months away right now. So what I say is, what's basically clear is that the Green Party is a threat to Labour. It says London's 32 boroughs re-elect all their councillors in May, and senior Labour figures in the capital talk about gloomy and losing out of boroughs to reform, while the Greens take numerous seats and potentially maybe even an entire council like Hackney near the centre. So obviously this could be something major, which will majorly affect the big parties like Labour and so on. If Palanski's Green Party are able to, garner votes, bring in votes, get people to turn party membership into actual voting, that could swing things a lot for the Greens, and actually lead them to a strong position and potentially even form a partnership with other parties going into the general election, which is scheduled to take place sometime in 2029. Okay, so yeah, so pretty much you can see it goes on to say a few of the things about the Green Party and how things are developing, but you can clearly see that yeah, definitely the Greens are needing to book bigger rooms because they've just got a lot more attention. A lot more people find them interesting, find them quirky, find them, the party of the moment. So they're being attractive in the way they do politics. They just, to be honest with you, they're just speaking straightforward. Upfront, basically being upfront, speaking face to face, that kind of stuff, staking their claims and focusing on what they believe in, and actually trying to follow through as well, in contrast to other parties. Okay, people, do let us know, what do you think about the Green Party and its surge and rise to popularity? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think Zack Polanski can actually, lead the Green Party to success? Drop a comment in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one.